It's Monday, January 19th, 2026, and the Greenland Crisis just took a bizarre and dangerous turn. President Trump has officially linked his threat to seize Greenland to the fact that he was passed over for the Nobel Peace Prize. In a letter that has left European leaders speechless, Trump says he no longer feels bound to think purely of peace. Is this the ultimate tantrum, or a calculated move to break the NATO alliance? Let's look at the letter that is shaking the world today. Over the weekend, Trump sent a formal letter to Norway's Prime Minister, Jonas Gahr Støre. In it, he mocked the Nobel Committee, stating that after stopping 8 wars plus, the decision not to give him the prize has freed him from his obligations to traditional diplomacy. He even questioned the very legitimacy of Denmark's ownership of Greenland, calling it a boat landing from hundreds of years ago. Norwegian politicians have called the letter absurd, but the financial markets aren't laughing. Gold and silver just hit record highs as investors flee to safety. Today, for the first time in 80 years, European leaders are openly discussing a security framework without the United States. Following Trump's 25% tariff threats against allies like Germany, France, and the UK, officials in Brussels say Washington is no longer a dependable guarantor. As 13 German soldiers landed in Nuuk to defend Danish sovereignty, the EU is now weighing massive economic sanctions against the US. This is no longer just a trade spat. It's the potential end of the Western alliance as we know it. While the world watches the Arctic, things are reaching a breaking point in Minnesota. The Pentagon has ordered 2,500 active duty soldiers from the 11th Airborne Division in Alaska to be ready for deployment. Why? To quell massive protests against federal ICE operations. Trump has threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act, allowing him to use the U.S. military as law enforcement on American streets. The governor of Minnesota has called it authoritarian intimidation, but the White House says the rule of law must be restored. From a Nobel Prize feud to the brink of a trade war with Europe and domestic military deployments, January 19, 2026, will go down in history as a turning point. Trump is betting that peace through power works at home and abroad, but at what cost? The world is watching, and the June 1st deadline is getting closer every day. What do you think is the biggest story today? The Nobel snub, the Greenland troops, or the Minnesota deployment? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to stay on top of this fast-moving global crisis. I'll see you in the next update.